So I just noticed I've published a lot of videos on this channel, and there's not a single one about my story, and it's actually a good story, so buckle up, here we go. So I grew up in Germany, and I did what everybody expected me to do. I went to high school, right? Got good grades. My parents encouraged me to go to college, so I did that. And after college, I started working for IBM because that's what my dad did, right? I mean, he started working for Kruppstahl, a good company in Germany, right? And then the idea is that you climb the corporate ladder, make good money, and let the company take care of you. And that's what I did. So I climbed the corporate ladder, and I was working long hours. I remember that I was working 50, 60 hours, and eventually I had a responsibility for EMEA, which is Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And I was traveling all around, and this sounds really, really cool. And it was for a while, but then I realized I was working 50, 60 hours a week. I was traveling 5 or 6 days out of the week. And I felt that with every promotion and the more I worked and climbed up the corporate ladder, the more I felt trapped. And I remember this night in Vienna in a hotel room. This was after working at a project in Vienna, right? I mean, how fancy. And I came back to the hotel room at night, and it was kind of dark in the hotel room. You know how the lamps never give a lot of light there. And then it hit me, because at home, all of my friends were celebrating a friend's birthday, and they didn't even invite me because they already knew that I would say, oh, hey, I'm way too busy. I'm in Vienna that time, right? I mean, it sounds all so fancy, but that's when it really hit me. You see, I was losing my friends. I was losing my family. And so I realized that I wasn't living. I was just existing. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm almost becoming like my dad, right? I mean, being stuck in a corporate rat race and just doing the things that everybody expected me to do. Having the nice car, having a title, having a good salary, and yes, even having a retirement fund from the company. You see, this is when I realized I had to change something, because I was telling myself always, okay, one day it will be different. One day I'll have more time. One day I can finally take a vacation. And I realized this one day might never come. But then I also thought about it. I mean, what would everybody think if I quit IBM, if I quit the good job? What would happen to my salary? I mean, it was a good salary. What about my retirement plan? What if I made a drastic change and it didn't work out? But you see, this was back in 2002, and I felt the urge that I had at least to try it. And this is what I did. So I made a crazy, drastic decision. In September 2002, I quit my job at IBM and moved all the way from Munich in Germany to Austin, Texas to become a trader. Yes, exactly. I was thinking, hey, you know what? If I can learn how to trade stocks and options, that I will be rich. So I arrived in Austin with $30,000 in my pocket, and I put $20,000 into a trading account and $10,000 away for living expenses. And I know it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but I was living very modest. I was living just in a small apartment because I was following my dream. Little did I know, it's not that easy, right? I mean, it always sounds so easy in the books and in the courses and everything, right? I mean, just buy a stock and it goes up. Well, it didn't go that well for me. Within the first few months, I actually lost the majority of my account. So my $20,000 account dwindled all the way down to $8,000. And here's why. I made all the mistakes that you can make as a beginner because I was chasing shiny objects. I was looking for the trades where I could put $1,000 into a trade, risk $1,000 and make $10,000, $50,000. I was hoping that I can take this little $20,000 account to $2 million in just a matter of years. And that's where I made all of the mistakes of betting everything kind of on red, and it didn't work out at all. So as you can imagine, after a few months I panicked and I thought, oh my gosh, maybe this was a stupid idea. Maybe I really need to go back to IBM and just keep working and hoping that eventually I'll make enough money that I can retire comfortably. But you know what? I didn't want to do this. And so I really sank my teeth into it. And this is when I discovered one important thing, that when it comes to trading and investing, it's not about these home runs. It's not about betting on the next Tesla or the next Nvidia. It's about making small but consistent profits. And this is where really everything shifted for me, because a lot of pressure was taken off me that I didn't have to quadruple an account on every single trade. There was just going for small but consistent profits. And now I call this SRC Profits, systematic, repeatable, and consistent. And I also learned something else. See, there's so many different trading and investing strategies. And I always was chasing the best trading strategy. And this is where I learned what is the best trading strategy? Well, the best trading strategy is the one that lets you sleep at night. If you're waking up in the middle of the night, staring at the ceiling, worrying about your investments, worrying about the stocks that you bought, worrying about the trades that you're in, then this is not a good trading strategy for you. So I had to realize I needed to stop chasing, becoming like any other guy on the internet. I started realizing I needed to find my own way to trade. And this for me was through these SRC profits. You see, and after my account dwindled down to $8,000, I was looking at my trades and I was asking myself, what am I doing wrong here, right? And you see, I'm the son of an engineer, so this is where I like to dissect everything. So I looked at this and I realized that the trades where I wanted to make the most money, I risked way too much. I was hoping for large wins. I was not cutting my losses because I was hoping it turns around. And this is where, looking at my trading journal, looking at my trading log, I realized, you know what? The trades that did really well were the ones where I went for small gains. And this is what then I started to do. Instead of going for these windfall profits, right, where I tried to quadruple my account, I said, okay, what would happen if I just tried to go for small profits? And you know what? It's way easier to hit a small profit target. And so this is where I realized, oh, this is actually working really well. So I'm hitting small profit target, and then I do it again and again and again. And all of these small profits eventually added up to a larger profit. So this is where I also realized trading almost became boring, right? It's not exciting. I don't have these trades where I can brag that I made 400% on a trade, right? But if you think about it, if you can make like a percent per week, that makes 50 to 60% in a year. And you do it over and over and over again. And these small profits add up. So this is when I realized this almost becomes boring because I don't have the 400% win gains or the 600% win gains that everybody is talking about, right? I mean, for me, it's a small win and another small win and another small win. And here's what I realized. I realized that, oh my gosh, if I can just make like a percent per week, this would be like 50% at the end of the year. So 50 to 60%, that's not bad at all, because I noticed that this is how my account started growing, and it was no longer erratic, right? That I had this great win and then I had this big loss and another great win and big loss. No, it became way more predictable, and my account was growing slowly but steadily. And this is where I realized, oh my gosh, this is actually fun. And this provides me the freedom that I'm looking for. So why this channel, you might ask? Well, this is where I see that too many people are where I used to be many years ago, just trapped, right? And not knowing how to get to the next level, where I realized that, okay, too many people are just still trading time for money because they don't know any better. And that's what I'm here to change, to just show you a different perspective. I decided to just document everything that I'm doing and that I've learned. And this is kind of in my nature because I'm the son of an engineer. Yes, my dad was an engineer and I'm German, so it's kind of a German way to document everything, because I hope that my kids are watching these videos one of these days and just say, okay, what did dad do to go from being a corporate IBM, right, working 50, 60 hours a week to what he's doing right now? And so I documented everything, and this where also developed my own software. I called it the PowerX Optimizer because I'm super lazy. And you see, back in the days when I was younger, I was sitting in front of all of these monitors and watching the markets. And then I realized, you know what? These days, technology can do this for us. These days, I am only spending an hour or two managing my trades, managing my investments, and enjoying the freedom that I was always looking for. This is why I'm doing this, just to document my journey and to document what I'm doing. And I hope that this is helpful for you, and I hope that you're enjoying the videos on this channel.